Alright, welcome everybody. This is Turin56 from iKonik, and today we're going to go over a replay from our War 85. This is my attack on, my second attack on one of the members of Batcow in our victory over them. And today I'm going to give you a breakdown of this base and how I like to Hogo a base. It's one of my favorite attacks, very effective against certain bases, and I'll show you why it worked on this base. Start off with this was a cleanup, so I knew the location for a lot of the traps, all of the Teslas. So I knew there was a Tesla here, I knew there was a Tesla here, and then down here next to these wizard towers I knew I had a couple of Teslas here. I also knew the location of two of the big bombs. That would be here and here. Now looking at this base, there's no more room inside the walls for the other two big bombs, so the only logical place that they could have been, which ended up being a correct guess, was right there. I wasn't planning on coming from that direction with my hogs. I brought an extra giant for the sole purpose of launching from up here to come down and pop those. That's all I wanted from him. I ended up not being able to use him because I needed him for the, at least I thought I needed him for the clan castle lure. But it ended up being no big deal at all. They were outside the walls. My hogs didn't trigger them until they were all doing cleanup. So no big deal. So the reason why hogs are going to be so effective on this base is there is no double giant bomb threat. All of these defenses combined are not going to be enough to kill any of my hogs while they're under heal. The only real threat on this base, since there are no double giant bombs, is going to be the Archer Queen. So the key is to take her out, and then this base is going to be an easy hog base. Look how compact all those defenses are, especially down south, up north. Basically in all four of the corners there's just a ton of defenses all packed in. One heal spell is going to cover 5, 6, maybe even 7 defenses. Really bad base design. So what I like to do is use my golem and the kill squad, not just to take out the clan castle troops and the archer queen. That's big, that's important, of course. But I also like to use my golem and my kill squad, and sometimes two golems, to create the directionality that I want with my hogs, basically forming a funnel. So what I want to do is, first I'm going to drop a giant down here. I'm going to get that CC pull. I'm going to bring it off into the east corner with a couple little barb archer drops, whatever. I know there's a witch, so I need to pull it all the way out, get that exposed, sneak up behind the witch, kill the witch, and then as soon as that's done, I want to drop my golem up in here. I'm going to drop a heal spell, or excuse me, a jump spell right there. I want to open those 3 compartments. I know the AQ is going to jump into that compartment with the Tesla and the wizard tower, so I'll have access to her. And I'm going to have my kill squad, my heroes, those are all going to come in from here, and their job is to take out that archer queen, to take out this wizard tower, definitely that Tesla, and then if I get any of the rest of these 3 buildings here too, that's just gravy. But what I do by taking out that Tesla and that wizard tower is I create a divide on this base. It's a funnel for the hogs. Hogs only go for defenses. So when I drop my hogs and I do this, I do a 3-finger drop, I bring 30, which is total overkill, but it's war. There's no such thing as overkill. You just destroy bases. They're going to come in here. I'm going to let my 3 groups take out those 3 buildings first. And look at where they have to go. There's no doubt where they're going to go. I'm not going to lose any drifting off counterclockwise. They're all going to move up and to the left. They're going to circle clockwise around this base. They're just going to keep coming around like that. I'll lose a few up there moving into the expos, but for the most part, this is such a straightforward pathing on the hogs. It's so easy to plan for. So my heal spells, I mean, look how dense these defenses are. So I'm going to get great coverage. I like to let my hogs take out a couple, like one defense before I drop my heal spell. You know, eliminate those three there. So I'm going to drop a heal right around here, and right around here. Not perfect sizes, obviously, on those, but that's the basic idea. And just look at the coverage. I mean, I've got so many. The one up north, I've got 7 defenses maybe covered if those wizard towers are covered. Off to the west, I've got looks like 5, maybe 6 defenses, and that big bomb will be covered. Um, that's how I like to go or excuse me, Hogo. I like to say Hogo because the hogs are the emphasis, not the golem, so I put them up front. Um, that's how I like to do it. It's really important to me. It's not the only way to do it, but it's important to me to keep my hogs together. And if you've got to sacrifice the number of hogs in order to get more troops in there to create that directionality, then do it. I like to Hogo sometimes with 2 golems. Sometimes it's just easier to create that divide to really force the hogs down the path that you want them to go in. It's worth it. It's worth sacrificing the 6 hogs that you would have extra in your army for that second golem to make that kill squad do what you want it to do, to not only take out the clan castle troops and the archer queen, but to give you that directionality to your hogs so they all stay together. Keeping them together, in any attack, not just hog attacks, the higher percentage of your troops you can have within the range of your spells, whether it's heal, rage, whatever, the more effective you're going to be. If you're using your spells on small groups of your troops on a lower percentage, they're just not as efficient. So that's the breakdown there. Let's go to the live replay and we'll check it out, see how it works. Back. Now we're watching the replay here. So I've already talked it to death, so let's just watch it. Start off down here at the giant for the CC pull. Like I mentioned, I had a second giant that I didn't think I'd need for that CC pull. But I was looking at the troops that came out and I only counted 25 troop space. So I thought maybe I missed a balloon or something, so I dropped that second giant. Turns out he just didn't have a fully upgraded clan castle, so that's why. But it didn't come back to bite me. So there's me taking out the clan castle. Expose that witch, distract her, and then sneak up behind her with a wizard. That's how I like to do that. I don't like launching my golem until that clan castle is killed. The golem is tanking an awful lot right there. He's tanking like 5 defenses and the AQ. So give the poor guy a chance. Take out the CC the old-fashioned way. Here comes my hog launch. And as you can see, I'm getting great coverage from those heal spells. Just bad base design when you have that many defenses all that close together with no double big bomb threat. As I guess, I lost maybe 8 or so hogs from the original course to go up to take out those expos, but they still held on really well. They weren't really under attack. And man, this is such a quick destruction of this base. It's just over 2 minutes. I've got like 20 hogs left. My AQ untouched. A witch, half a dozen wizards. One of my golemites is still up. Just ran through it. And I know that the defenses weren't all maxed on this base, but it would not have mattered because it's really more about base design than it is about defenses when it comes to an attack like that. And they could have been all max defenses, and it wouldn't have mattered because my hogs would have been under heal the entire time. Doesn't affect it. So there you go, guys. That's how I like to hoggo. Stay tuned for more attacks like this and some other attacks. I'm going to be trying to highlight and break down a lot of our attacks in war uh, over the next coming weeks, months, years. Who knows how long I'll do this for. So, all right. Until next time, remember there is no such thing as overkill in war, boys. Later.